Hello everyone, a brisk winter Friday, lovely brisk winter Friday in Sydney to everyone. I'm standing on Druitt Street and today I'm going to take you on a little tour. I'm going to spoil you today and I'm going to take you through and have a look at one of the greatest buildings in Australia and if not the world. But before I do that, introduce it to you out on Druitt Street, straight across the road from the iconic Sydney Town Hall. Now we're not going to do the Town Hall today, but a wonderful building it is, as you can see. That's just the side of it in the middle of Sydney. I'm going to take us on a little tour today through the iconic QVB, the Queen Victoria building. Now this is one of Sydney's most historical buildings. It's got a timeline of about, from start to finish, probably about let's say about 150 odd years. And it's become one of Sydney's go-to tourist destinations, a must-see when you come to this city. You could spend a half a day here, no problems at all. And I'll show you why when we walk inside. But first, I just want to give you a little bit of historical facts of the building, take a walk around some of the outside of it, and then we'll go inside and we'll have a look at the magnificent features and history to the internal parts to the building. Now, this building, the QVB, was originally named after the monarch's jubilee, and it was opened in 1898. Now the gentleman, I'll just start to walk because we don't want to be here forever, but because it's a very long building, very big building. The building itself was designed by a Scottish immigrant. I'm just walking along George Street here to get to the side of the building. A Scottish immigrant called George McRae, who emigrated to Australia, who was an architect, and he got awarded the commission of designing this building. And the actual design of the building is very Romanesque, as you can see, but done in a Victorian period architecture. And I want to walk down, just down to the middle, and I'm going to walk all the way down the street to the end, but just to show you, as you can see, these domes here, a very major historical part of the building. So George designed the building, and the building is sitting atop the original Sydney markets. So this particular site was the original Sydney markets, and that was closed down, and the council then awarded George to build and design the building. Now the building itself, the dimensions of the building, it's 190 metres long by 30 metres wide. So it's like a gun barrel style, and it's 30 metres wide. So 190 metres by 30 metres. We're nearly down to the middle part here. And the original building housed showrooms, shops, and also a major theatre when it opened in 1898. I'm standing in the middle, just about in the middle of it now. Well, that's where the entrance we're going to walk into. George Street, as you can see, has got all the trams going up and down it. So, but that feature there, the original feature is called the Grand Dome, and it's surrounded by 20 other smaller domes, which you can see there on camera. Now the building stayed like that for a couple of decades, and then in 1930 it was decided by the council that the theatre would be shut down and replaced by the Sydney City Library, which then moved into the building, and they stayed there as a tenant for a number of decades until 1950, when again the council commissioned a major renovation of the building in the style of Art Deco to then house the Sydney City Council. So it's had a couple of major tenants from its original opening. Now, for some reason, for about 20 years, up until about 1959 to 1971, the building was pretty much on the list for demolition. Now, I don't know why. In those years, the council was contemplating that. But thank God, sanity has prevailed, and in 1982 it was decided that the QVB would be fully restored. Now, the company that won the award to do the full restoration was a company called IPO Gardens, and they've restored it into what you're looking at today and what I'll show you inside. So there's the outside. It's just a magnificent old Victorian building and a great part of our history in this city. It's now heritage listed, thank God, so they can't do anything to it. So I'll put it on pause and let's go inside and have a look at the greatness inside of the building. Okay, walking the entrance now. The first thing I want to show you is go straight up to the roof. We're in the centre of the building. There's 3 floors. There's 3 floors of the 3 levels of the QVB, and there's the grand dome. And I'll show you also when we go up to the 3rd floor. I'll show you from the 3rd floor as well, so you can see that great. What a beautiful old feature that is. Okay, so let's have a look inside the building. We'll go for a little walk, and it just puts you into a different frame of mind, this building. You can see here it's full of beautiful boutique shops, retail shops, cafes, and just having a stroll through the place makes you feel good. You know, beautiful stained glass windows, a piece of history, and thank God we've saved it, because you know, there's nothing wrong with these modern shopping centres, of course, that we all gravitate towards now. They're all great and convenient and everything like that, and fantastic in their own way, but they don't lay a candle onto these grand old buildings, in my opinion. There you go. There's internally you can see the glass ceilings. Now there's a couple of famous clocks, one hanging over my head, which I'll give you the history on those when we go up to the 2nd and 3rd floors. So let's just continue walking. Good time to show the building. It's thinned out a bit now. It's Friday afternoon in Sydney, so it was very busy about a half an hour ago, but it has thinned out. But it does get very, very busy, as you can imagine, on a daily basis in the building. 7 days a week, it's just busy. Now, some of the great world's leading brands are housed here in these little boutique shops. It is a ladies' shopping paradise. So, ladies, if you haven't been here, if you don't live in Sydney, or you've been to Sydney but you haven't come to the QVB, it is a must on your bucket list. Absolute must on your bucket list. Okay, so going up to the next floor, the 2nd floor of the building, you can see all these grand old railings, wrought iron, gorgeous wooden railings, all the old features, the stained glass everywhere, glass ceilings, beautifully restored. Now we're on the 2nd floor here, so we'll do a poke along here. Look at all these boutique-y, gorgeous ladies' dresses, dress shops. Very popular. Very popular. Jewellery shops. Jewellery. Coming to the southern end here, and we'll just walk down the other side. Great little cafes and restaurants where you can come and have a coffee or something to eat. You can take the escalators, or we've got the original staircases. And I'll walk up one of those staircases shortly. With all the original staircases at either end of the building. And it's all been restored to its virtual originality. Just takes your worries away when you walk through the place. You know, I do mention that on my videos, where, you know, all these places that I've shown you around Sydney, but, you know, these great old buildings and this city itself with, you know, you throw in the harbour and the beaches and all the surrounding areas, it's just, besides being a drain on your bank account, which Sydney has become, but once you accept that and just admire it and just have the gratitude for the stunning place that it is naturally, and also with the great heritage we've got. So just walking along. Now in the middle here, coming up to these where these beautiful old arches are. Look at those arches. Stunning. What? I do not know why they don't make these buildings like this anymore. Yeah, they talk about all the environmental stuff and all that, they bang on about all that stuff and gobbledygook, and I can't see how this building's has any bearing on the, you know, any detriment to the environment at all. I don't know why they wouldn't keep on building these grand old buildings, you know, because that's what we need. People love the history to these buildings. That's one of the clocks. That's the royal clock. Now I'll give you the history on these clocks shortly, but there's two clocks in the building. Now, if you also want to have a rest and have a coffee, you can come and sit down and listen to some great music. Some people just jump on the piano, and you get an array of different talent, beginners to right through to, you know, people come from the Conservatorium of Music and play, not just piano, they also bring other instruments as well. So a great little spot just to numb out for 20 minutes if you like and listen to a bit of music. So not only can you come here for lunch and have a look around this magnificent building, you can sit down and enjoy some music. Beautiful little mini Grand there, Yamaha, which people jump on. Now we're back in the middle of the building. I'm going to walk up one of the central staircase now, where we're back in the middle where we came in downstairs there. Look at the stained glass features. Before we go, I'll show you upstairs as well, but I just want to show you on this level here as well. Have a look at that. It just makes you appreciate workmanship and craftsmanship of what we're capable of as human beings. Now, let's walk up this grand old staircase here, one of the original staircases, and I'm going to show you the oldest staircase in Sydney very shortly. Lovely old spiral staircase. Feel like you're going into the old theatre to watch an opera or Swan Lake or something. The ballet, it's got that feeling to it. One of the old European theatres. Now this is the top level we're coming to now, and you've got a really good view of the dome here. Have a look at this. There you go. There she is, the grand old lady. The grand old lady of the QVB. Watching over, the grand old lady of the QVB watching over her children and saying, thank God they didn't get rid of us. I'm still here for you all. I'm here to look after my babies. All the people who come here. The Grand Dome is watching over all of us. Again, those fantastic stained glass windows. That's at the entrance of when you walk in on George Street. Okay, so next historical little thing I want to show you in the building is this little cracker here. This is the oldest staircase in Sydney. This spirally little thing there, that's the oldest staircase in Sydney. Fully heritage listed and restored. So it was part of all part of the original building. It'd take you a while to get used to walking up that. There you go. Yeah. That's on the top floor of that's on the top level of the building. And just to the side of that is the first historical clock I want to show you. Now this is called the Royal Clock. And it was commissioned by Queen Elizabeth II. And you can see there the writing on it, which says by appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II by Turek Clockmakers, Fates and Reed Limited, Hastings, England. So the history behind that clock is to show our European, a little bit of our English heritage or European heritage. You can see some of the features coming up now. The castle. Blowing the trumpets or the bugles. Going back in. This is one of the biggest Turek clocks in the world, and I'll show you the biggest in a minute. Yeah, so that's hanging from the roof. And we've got the Great Australian Clock just up to the other end, which I'll come to. Just having a look at these. Just when you walk, you pick up new things when you walk through. Look at these arches. Just brilliant, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. 3 magnificent arches. Have a look at that. Really is. That's, you wouldn't see better in the world than that in architecture, historical design, you know. Okay, let's go and have a look at the Great Australian Clock. A lot of tourists, as you can see. People come from, it's thinned out a bit now, but people come from all around the world to Sydney, of course, but this has become a major tourist destination. Yeah. Okay, so this one here is the Great Australian Clock, And it's a combo because I'll just give you a better view of it. It depicts our Indigenous history, of course, and parts of our modern European history. This particular clock is the biggest Turek clock in the world. So you're looking at the biggest Turek clock in the world. It stands at 10 metres tall, and it weighs just a very light 4 tonnes, that's all. You can put it on your shoulder. Put it on your shoulder and carry it home if you wanted to. So it's 10 metres tall and 4 tonnes. And it depicts aspects of our Indigenous and European settlement history. It was installed in 2000, and as I said, is the world's largest Turek clock as I speak. So there we have the QVB. The QVB building Sydney, a must bucket list do for anyone who hasn't been in the building. The funny thing is, you meet people from like Sydney itself and they go, oh, I've never been in the QVB. And you just go, okay, righto, let's move on. You haven't been to the QVB. Yeah, it's got to be on the bucket list if you're heading to Sydney. If you're not living in Sydney, outside of Sydney, anywhere around the country, please, when you do come to this great city, please put it in the diary, half a day, lunch, and a walk around Sydney's magnificent Queen Victoria building. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm glad I've just done that, and I hope you've all enjoyed it, the history of it. And until we meet again, everyone take care. God bless.